Today I'm going to show you how to lose 80 pounds playing video games. Stick around. Hey guys, I'm Daniel. Welcome to the first ever episode of The Average Gamer. I'm really excited to have you here. I got a lot to talk about today, so I'm going to just jump right into it. A lot of you might be wondering, what is The Average Gamer, or why did I call the channel The Average Gamer? So I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into why I did that. So what The Average Gamer is a show where I play, review, and critique video games from the perspective of just any average gamer, just anyone who's picked up a console and played their whole lives. I'm also going to implement elements of psychology, as well as look at a lot of the practical and theoretical applications of gaming. The reason I decided to call the show The Average Gamer is because that's exactly what I am. I'm an average gamer. I have a relationship, I go to university, I have a job. I think the stereotype or the myth of the gamer living in his mom's basement has been pretty debunked. Most gamers nowadays are productive members of society. I mean, of course, there are still people living in your mom's basement, and if you're living in your mom's basement, no judgment. I lived there for the good 19 first years of my life, so not a problem. So I really love games. I love games all the way back, as long as I can remember. I remember playing the NES at my neighbor's house, playing Duck Hunt, and playing I guess I shouldn't say original Mario, but the NES version of Mario. I remember when we had our first Super Nintendo, and I was fighting over it with my brothers as we were driving home. I remember borrowing an N64 from friends of the family growing up, and spending hours and hours playing games on there, getting my first Game Boy Color, playing on the Dreamcast, getting my first Xbox, getting PC, playing all these different systems growing up, and it's just been a really integral part of my life. And a lot of my memories are focused around history with video games. I remember getting together with friends and playing Super Smash Brothers for hours and hours, or going to another friend's and playing Harvest Moon. Before, when you couldn't even get it in Canada. I remember one of my friends brought it in from, like, who knows where, and we played that as kids for hours. Playing DDR when I was a little bit older, having a lot of fun with that, going to the arcades and showing off and that sort of thing. So definitely has a really cool place, and a lot of you guys have a really similar experience to that, and I definitely think that's cool. And hopefully as time goes on, I'll share a bit of my experiences with gaming, and you guys will hopefully share your experiences with me, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm not hired by any company to promote any kind of game, or to promote any kind of product, or to push anything on you guys. What you can expect from the show is really just honest, genuine opinions on games and the gaming industry, and things just kind of around the gaming culture. The intention is to give you guys a perspective that's genuine and honest, and something that's relatable. I don't want to be, talking down to you guys or being like, yeah, I know so much about games, because I know you guys play a lot, and most of you probably know way more than I do. But I think it's really cool to sit there and watch somebody else have, a shared experience, or something that you just don't understand, or like when you get to the end of, say, BioShock Infinite, and you probably have to spend some time on Google, probably spend some time looking up things like the multiverse, because you might be like me and you just don't really understand exactly what the multiverse is at first go. And having those kind of shared experiences is really cool. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to be going through in the show. So at the start of the video, I told you how I'm going to show you guys how to lose weight playing video games, and I'm definitely going to get around to that. I definitely think I should get some background in before we get to that point. So a little bit about myself. I've already said my name is Daniel. I'm 24. I have university education in psychology. My minor is in sociology, and I also have some education in business. So I really want to incorporate those elements into gaming. And my real intention is to try and show people how gaming can improve their lives and be a positive thing. Oftentimes games get this reputation for being sexist or violent or a waste of time, and I just really don't see games in that way. I see them, as a good social network, as something that can, help you improve, and even in some cases as a form of art. So I really want to kind of expand those horizons rather than, kind of perpetuating a lot of the negatives that are around the gaming community. And I'm going to use a lot of the stuff that I've learned to kind of, debunk a lot of the myths about gaming, like people saying that gamings make you violent. Science actually, I say science really loosely, but studies show that there's actually no correlation between gaming and violence. So I'll probably go over stuff like that and some of the stuff that I've researched, and I'll pass it on to you guys. Okay, so getting down to the meat of this show anyways, I told you guys how I'm going to show you how to lose up to 80 pounds playing video games. Now, unless the resolution's really bad or I have the focus off, both might be the case because this is my first video, I'm not exactly at the pinnacle of the human physique. I'm actually probably closer to the Jabba the Hutt end of the spectrum. But it wasn't always that way. I actually used to be in fairly good shape, played drums for a lot of years, was playing soccer, was quite active. After high school though, 5 pounds turned into 10 pounds, which turned into 20 pounds, which turned into I snapped my ankle playing soccer, which then turned into 70 pounds, and before you know it, you're just out of shape and overweight. So I'm going to do something a little different. Often people, you see these videos on YouTube of these people who've had weight loss success after the fact. There's like, look how I lost 100 pounds or whatever, and you're not even sure if it's a photo of the same guy. I'm doing the opposite. I'm starting my journey here with this video, and I'm going to take you guys along this along this journey, and I'm going to show you the things that I'm doing to lose the weight that I want to lose, and I'm going to use technology and video games to do that. So it's kind of a little bit of a different type of show in that sense, where it's going to be, not your everyday run-of-the-mill gaming show. I'm definitely going to get around to doing things like game reviews and Let's Plays. But for the first little bit, I'm going to be focusing on how to use technology and video games to lose weight, especially now that 2015 just rolled around. This is a really good time, and I know a lot of people are looking for solutions. And a lot of gamers are in the same situation as me, where they've kind of looked at themselves and realized, I look really good in Mass Effect and not so good in real life. So, I'm going to try and help bridge that gap, and hopefully I'm going to try and be as honest and open with you guys, like the things that I struggle with and the things that I find hard, and hopefully you guys will respond to that. Hopefully I can inspire some of you guys. That's my one of my biggest intentions is that maybe my push for this goal will help inspire some of you to push for your goals as well. Now, losing weight while playing video games conventionally is going to be very difficult. I have a study down below you can check in the description. It's basically a Japanese researcher found out how many calories you burn while clicking a mouse. And the answer is 1.4 calories, which sounds like a lot for a mouse click, but you have to remember that a calorie is only 1/1000th of a kilocalorie, which is what we normally call calories. So it would actually take 2.5 million clicks of a mouse to lose a pound of fat. I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and watch me click a mouse 2.5 million times. So we're gonna take a little bit of a different approach with our gaming to improve our lives. Now, how I'm going to do a lot of the weight loss is going to be through a process called gamification. For some of you, you may be really familiar with the term gamification, and some of you might have just thought I made that word up. Basically what gamification is taking anything kind of normal that's not really a game and turning it into a game. So I'm going to be taking my exercise and my eating and all that stuff, and I'm going to be turning it into a game. And I'm not the first person to do this by any means. There's a ton of technology and ton of resources out there that have already done this. So I'm going to start to show you guys some of the really cool technology that already exists out there to help you turn your exercise into games and your weight loss into games. You know, sites like Fitocracy I'm going to go over. Things like Zombies Run is going to be another thing I'll look at. Even some really cool technology like Myfitnesspal I'll probably go over, and I'll definitely do some more traditional crossover exercise to game type platforms, things like, you know, DDR or even the Wii Fit we'll probably take a look at, and hopefully explore kind of this emerging area of fitness and gaming, and take a look at that. Now, that being said, that's not going to be the only thing I focus on in this show. I mean, I play traditional games like Fallout 3, Dragon Age. You know, I just finished off Shadows of Mordor. I'm itching to talk about that game. So there's, you know, if you're a hardcore gamer, you know, you're like, I'm in shape, I don't need to worry about that, I just want to watch some gameplay, there'll definitely be that there for you. If you're like, you know, this is a really cool journey and I just want to watch this and be entertained, that's there for you too. And if you're, you know, one of these people who, you know, might not be totally satisfied with how your body is, you know, that's going to be there for you too, whether or not it's, you know, building muscle and getting in shape, or, you know, it's like me where you have, you know, significant amount of weight to lose. So, you know, no matter what you're looking for, hopefully you'll find something interesting here and help support me along my journey as well. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so a little history about me, or I guess where we're starting at as far as my journey goes. I stepped on the scale the other day, figured out how much I'm starting off at. Basically, the scale told me to get off because I'm crushing it. So I have a significant way to go as far as weight loss is concerned. And as far as, you know, what the doctors tell me, you know, I kind of should be at. So we're gonna go through that journey. It's gonna be different for every person, obviously going through it. And my goals are pretty aggressive, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it'd be very fun to watch someone lose 1 pound a month. So my goal is gonna be closer to 10 pounds a month, or 10 pounds every 28 days is kind of the goal I set for myself, which is fairly aggressive. You know, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not going to tell you guys, you know, you should do this or you shouldn't do this. You know, go seek quote-unquote professional help if you know, do anything physical. You know, I just kind of have to say that as a blanket disclaimer. I don't want your mom calling me because you decided to go parkour off something because you watched me play an Assassin's Creed game. That's not what I'm looking for. So I tend to have a really simple philosophy when it comes to like exercise and weight loss. It's pretty much move and eat less and you'll get in better shape. And so that's, you know, that's basically it, guys. I'm not, you know, gonna push a bunch of powders and proteins, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of that stuff is good and you can do your own research on that, but that's definitely not where I'm coming from. I'm just going to show you guys how to move more, have fun doing it, and, you know, maybe have some creative solutions along the way. So that being said, I'm going to kick you guys off with 10 of my suggestions for ways to help you improve, and just, you know, things that might help you. A lot of this is really just common sense. I'm not saying that any of it's rocket science, but it's definitely stuff that will help you if you follow along the way. So tip number 10, it's drink water. This is really important. It's important to stay hydrated. It's also important for hunger suppression. So what that means is that before you even get around to eating, it's always a good idea to drink a glass of water. It'll kind of help fill you up and stop you from overeating, especially if that's your problem, is eating too much food. Drinking some water is really going to help you up there. The whole you have to drink 8 glasses of water thing is actually not supported by research. I'll probably find some links and throw those down there for you guys later. Don't have to, you know, you don't have to drink liters and liters of water a day to stay alive. You just don't. Drink what you need to hydrate. You'll know if your lips are cracking, you probably need to drink some water. So tip number 8 is always make sure you have a plan. If you know, as the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it's always good to have an idea of what you're going to do for the next day and the next week. Don't go crazy, don't plan your whole life out. But you know, knowing what you're going to eat tomorrow, or knowing when you're going to go to the gym, having a solid plan before you even get started will save you a ton of time and a lot of headache. Number 7, and this is probably where my channel comes in the most, is make it fun. If you're not having fun doing this, if you're not having fun going to exercise, you're not having a good time with it, you're just not going to stick with it. And that's just the truth of the matter, guys. You just got to stick with it, you know, and make it fun, you know. So I'm going to show you guys some really cool ways how to turn your exercises into something that's entertaining and something that you can, you know, kind of grow with. Number 6, be realistic. You're not going to shed 30 pounds in a week, guys. I don't care what that Asian guy that you always see on YouTube advertising, whatever, says. It's just not going to happen unless you go and get liposuction or something extreme. You got to be realistic with your goals and realistic with where you're at. I mean, if you can only do 2 push-ups, then do 2 push-ups. You know, you're not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight. Like, you're going to have to work at it. So just set your goals at a realistic level. Like, push yourself, but, you know, understand where you're at as well. Number 5 is be accountable. This is really important when you're working out, is to be accountable to somebody, whether or not it's a friend or a workout buddy or even someone online. Just finding someone that, you know, will keep you accountable to the things that you've like set for yourself as goals. Part of my accountability is actually making these videos. I'm making myself accountable to you guys out there that, you know, I'm going to be doing this every week and sticking to this so you guys can see the results. Number 4 is remove obstacles. And what I mean by this is things that you know trip you up, you need to get out of the way. So if you are like me, I really, really like pizza. Like, I could eat it 7 times a week and then 3 more times on top of that. I can eat it every single meal. I just love this stuff. But for me, I know that's an obstacle. So having a bunch of frozen pizzas lying around my house is not a good idea. So you need to take out things that you know are going to hinder you. Another big thing for me is my gym is about half an hour away from my house. And so oftentimes, you know, it's cold out, I don't want to go out, I don't want to drive there. So I've worked out my workout schedule to go along with my university schedule. So I'm already out, I'm already about, I'm doing these things anyways. And so, you know, I work out when I go to school, and that works for me. It, you know, destroys those obstacles. And so you need to figure out, you know, what's standing in your way and remove those things. Number 3, this one's important, is get motivated. So if you're not motivated to make a change, you won't make it. It's pretty much plain and simple. The things that you want to do are the things that you will do. So whatever that motivation is, whether it's health, whether it's appearance, whether it's, you know, finding a significant other, you guys gotta find the thing that makes you move, you know. And the thing about motivation is, if it's not motivating you, it's not a motivation. So if you're like, I'm going to give myself $5 every time I lose a pound, and you find yourself sitting around playing video games and not doing it, then it's probably not motivating you. You might have to say, you know what, I'm going to give myself $100 every time I lose a pound. And if that's making you get to the gym every single day, then that might be your threshold for motivation. And, you know, you just got to find whatever it is that makes you tick. Obviously, you know, money is one motivator, but you need to find something that, you know, is a sustainable motivator for you. The second thing, my second tip, I guess, is get educated. And this is really important, guys. You know how many calories you consume in a day, know what a healthy threshold is for you to eat, how much you should be working out, the types of foods you should be eating. What are myths about, you know, exercise? Because there's a ton of them floating out on the internet, guys. Myths about, you know, what you need to be fit or what you need to be happy or all these things. So get educated. It's really important when you're doing any kind of exercise or any kind of workout. My number 1 tip for you guys is don't give up. It's so easy to fall off the horse and just not want to keep going, and you just have to resist the urge to not. You just have to resist the urge to give up, guys. You know, if you fall down, you have to get back up. And it's not always easy, but you have to really avoid damaging behaviors. Things like, you know, you cheated once that day, so the day just becomes a cheat day. You need to avoid stuff like that. It's kind of the logic of, I dropped my phone on the ground, so I guess I might as well smash it in. No, you dropped your phone on the ground, pick it back up right away and brush it off. Yeah, you you gotta keep going, guys. If you keep going, you'll eventually get there. Every step forward in the right direction will eventually get you there. What you really want to avoid is moving backwards. So definitely don't give up. So I know that was a bit of a longer video, guys, but that's all I have for you this week. I just really need to get through my introduction and kind of go over the plans for the next few weeks. Next week I'm going to take a look at Fitocracy, kind of explain to you guys what that is. Just to give you kind of a little heads up, it's a system that lets you get achievements and XP for doing workouts. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around next week. I made a Twitter and Facebook account and a few other accounts. I'm going to post them down in the description if you guys are interested in following that. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you did, I'll hopefully see you next week. So take care, guys.